Well, hello, Ladybug. This is my birthday month, and I'm going to be celebrating all month long, and I didn't know how to do that. Do you know how to celebrate your birthday for an entire month? I did not. And so I had to do a little bit of research, but now I'm going to show you some of the things that I've been doing, that I'm going to do to celebrate my birthday. Now, these aren't really big self-indulgent types of things because that's not the kind of person I am. And so if you want to know some subtle ways that are still enjoyable but just aren't over the top, because I'm not an over the top kind of person, let me share with you some of the things that I have done or am doing in order to celebrate my birthday all month long. You know, I will share with you things that I put on my list of things that I thought would sound nice to do. And each day, like I wrote this on a month thing of my calendar, and each day actually has 2 to 3 ideas for that day because I wasn't sure. And these are small things, okay? And today's the 8th, and I haven't really done much of these at all, except a couple of things that I did at the very beginning, like the first day of the month. I went to the store and I bought some things to enjoy this month. And one of them is a, you know, the little flavored squirts that you put in your water to flavor your water. I bought 2 flavors, grape and strawberry watermelon. Strawberry watermelon, great value brand. Best flavor I've ever had. I love that flavor. And so I bought some of it and some grape because grape is just always good. But anyway, and so I have flavored my water this month so that I'm not just drinking straight water. That's one of the things that I've done. Another thing, I've bought myself some ginger beer. Now, ginger beer is not alcoholic. It's just really, it's like ginger ale, except it's really intense and it burns going down, and it's amazing. I love ginger beer. I always buy ginger beer for my husband. He's the one that got me hooked on it. But I always buy it for him, like Father's Day, birthdays, anything like that. Especially if I need a little something extra to go along with everything else, I always get him ginger beer. It's just a tradition at this point. But my favorite brand of ginger beer isn't the same as his favorite brand. And one day they didn't have his brand, and so I got my brand, and oh my goodness, I love it. To me, it feels like it's more intense. And so anyway, so I bought a 4-pack of my favorite brand of ginger beer, and it wasn't diet, y'all. And so that's another self-indulgent part right there. And then I also got a couple of bars of 90% chocolate. So it's not indulgent chocolate. It's not really sweet and rich, but it's dark, and it makes me feel like I'm having chocolate. And so I got 2 of those, and I have a piece of chocolate every day. Those are the main things that I've been doing every day. And then there are some other things that I've done. Now, one thing is really more about taking care of myself than indulging myself, and that has been, you know, no matter what, getting 10,000 steps. I am on day 17. There was one day where I didn't get 10,000, and I got like less than 3,000, and that was because I was so determined. On one day, I was at my son's house, and I was babysitting my grandbaby, who is, oh my goodness, all over the place. She is a doll, but she is everywhere. And I got my 10,000 steps that day, walking and running in circles and back and forth in their house. And their house has a concrete foundation. And I was barefooted. So I'm running and walking quickly all over the place for a long period of time all at once to get my 10,000 steps in. And the next day, I could not walk. My calves were in so much pain. I was walking, I don't know how, just, and while I was gone, my husband had been working on the lawnmower, and so his back was hurting, my legs were hurting, and we were joking about, we should have a weird walking or funny walking contest, because we got up to walk at the same time, and he's like, walking with a stiff back, and I'm like walking with my little stiff calves. Oh, it was so funny. We're getting old, y'all. It's inevitable. We're getting old. But anyway, my goal is to age a little slower, a little more gracefully. And so even when I'm not eating well or perfectly, I'm still getting those steps in because that's something that I can control. I can do no matter what. And so that's what I've been doing. Now, it's actually bringing my blood pressure down into a better range. And I'm really excited about that, which that is another reason I don't want to skip walking, because I want to keep that going. Even though my weight isn't moving, it is what it is. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to stop getting my steps in and trying to get some exercise in just to take care of myself. And so even though that's not something indulgent, it's something that I'm doing because I value my health. And at this point, we gotta start valuing our health, okay? And the later it gets, the harder it gets. And so let's just not wait any longer, okay? So, okay. Now, I'm going to have to put my sunglasses on to read this because these are readers. My husband got these for me a couple of years ago, and they are amazing. I highly recommend them, especially if you like to go outside, because I go outside to read my Bible, y'all, and it is sunny here, especially today. And I've got my Bible out here. And the glare from the pages is so intense. You need sunglasses. And so I had been wearing my readers and then a pair of sunglasses over my readers, so that I'm looking in the wrong spot. I was wearing sunglasses over my readers so that I could read the pages. And so he actually got me readers that are sunglasses, and they're awesome. So anyway, one of those very thoughtful. I didn't even ask him for them. I might have said, I wish I had, I wish they made, and apparently they did. And so he got me some. So anyway, I lost my page on my thing for my, okay, here we go. So let me tell you some of the things that, that I am wanting to do, this month. I am on my birthday, y'all. I'm torn because I'm not sure if it's going to happen now. A couple of months ago, my sister called me and said, hey, your birthday's on a Friday, and my brother-in-law is off on Fridays, and she was like, do you want to go fishing? We were going to take you and my other sister fishing. So my sister and brother-in-law are taking me and my other sister fishing. And I was like, yes, yes, please. But it looks like it's going to be raining that day. And so I don't know if it's going to happen at all now, because it is raining on my birthday. But anyway, going fishing though, regardless of whether it happens on my birthday or not, and whether or not it's my sister and brother-in-law taking me or not, fishing is something that I definitely want to do this month. And also, going to a place called Charlton. We always go to Lake Ouachita, and there is a place called Charlton. You can camp there, but it is like this really big creek, like big, wide, and on one end it gets really deep and you can swim in that end, or you can just walk through it, and it's icy cold. It's spring fed, ice cold, hottest part of the summer. It is icy, and we always like catch crawdads and stuff like that. It's just one of those things, one of my favorite places to go, and I want to go there one day this month. Okay, so here are some of the other things, and this is something else that I kind of discovered or realized or whatever, is that, okay, I love parties. I love celebrations, and I love making food for celebrations. And it just doesn't, like, we don't get to celebrate that often. And like, we completely missed Easter this year because everybody was sick. And I crave celebrating, whether it's a baby shower or a wedding reception, or I love doing things like that. Okay. And so I realized I can do that anytime. And I can do that to celebrate my birthday during my birthday month. And one of the things that I thought about, I'm going to make a charcuterie board one day with, cheese and meats and things like that, and maybe some cut up fruit. And I can have a charcuterie board for my birthday, like just to have and to share. Also, a few days ago was Cinco de Mayo. Now, we do not have any kind of Mexican heritage. I don't know if you can tell this or not, but Cinco de Mayo was on Monday and not Tuesday, and we always have Taco Tuesday. And so my husband happened to say that day, he was like, I have no idea, because a lot of times he determines what we're going to have for supper. He's like, I don't know what we're going to have for supper tonight. And so I decided that we're going to have a Cinco de Mayo celebration. So I made a carnivore cheese dip. I made refried beans from home canned pinto beans. I made, we had taco meat, and then some had tacos. I bought nacho chips that were on sale, of course, because that's how we roll here, and heated those up in the oven. If you ever like have, like, what do they call it? Is it Tostitos? Any kind of corn chip, tortilla chip. If you'll put those on a pan and put them in your oven for like just a few minutes on like 400, just to crisp them, even though they're fresh, they will taste like fresh, just made restaurant style chips. And so we did that, and so some of us had nachos, some had tacos, whatever they wanted. They just made it up themselves. And so, and my son ate the cheese dip and gave it a thumbs up. My picky eater 14-year-old son, y'all. Oh my goodness. Oh, and I took him to the doctor yesterday, y'all. To have his ears cleaned out. He was talking about he couldn't hear out of his ears. They were muffled, and we couldn't fix it. We tried. We couldn't fix it. So we took him to the doctor. And he hadn't been to the doctor, y'all, oh my gosh, in probably 3 or 4 years. I don't even know. It's been forever. Because we don't get sick, and if we do, it's just the kind of stuff that you treat at home. And so the doctor walked in. Our doctor's pretty tall. And he walked in and shook my son's hand, and my son stood up. It was like eye to eye with the doctor. And the doctor was like, "Oh, you fertilized this one well." And I was like, "Yeah." So anyway, it was funny. So anyway, what was I talking about before that? I don't even know. But anyway, so this is Cinco de Mayo. Was that what I was talking about? I was thinking about my son because he's my picky eater, and he ate the cheese dip and gave it a thumbs up. That was really exciting. Anyway, but he's well fertilized. So some of the things that I've written down that I want to do. One of the things was having a piece of chocolate every day. I wanted to go pick strawberries, but I decided I just went to a strawberry farm where I guess you can pick your own. I don't know. But they also sell them already picked. And so I got some fresh strawberries. They were delicious. And I also made fruit dip. And I love fruit dip. And I had that with my strawberries. I've also had pineapple, which I love. And these were so perfectly ripe. So I've had pineapple, which isn't something that I would normally eat because, it's not meat. But I had it this month. I also wanted to eat fish this month. And I love fish, but usually fish is fried, and I don't eat fried foods. But I did while I was away at my son's house. They ordered from Corky's, like barbecue, and they also have fried fish. And so I had fish. Without guilt, because this is my birthday month and I don't do it all the time. And I have actually, in case you're wondering, I've gained back all the weight that I'd lost and kept off up until I went to my son's house and had fish. So anyway, something else that, some of these are just foods that I wanted to make. Like I wanted to make Rice Krispie treats. That's more for my kids. I wanted to have a homemade ice cream party. And this could be more, traditional ice cream, but you could also make really good ice cream from cottage cheese. And I'm going to be making a lot of cottage cheese recipes, like the high protein bagels that are just basically cottage cheese and flour. I'm going to be using my fresh milled flour, and then like baking powder and salt is all it is. And so I want to make some of those. I wanted to go to Charlton and catch crawdads. That's one of the things that I have listed. I wanted to visit a farmer's market. I want to make scones. One night I want to fix a meal that I fix for my family, and I want us all to sit down at the table and eat from my fine china that my grandmother got me when I was 20 years old. So it's 34 years old. And I just, yeah. So that's one of the things that, see, these aren't really self-indulgent. They're just sitting down at the table with my family and eating off of my good plates. They're rows. I'll have to take a picture of them at some point. They've got roses all over them and around the rim and in the middle, and then it's got, like, the circle is gold. I don't know, not foil. I don't know. It's like lined with gold. They're gorgeous. I want to take pictures. I just want to go around outside and take pictures of nature, which is just one of those things that I love to do anyway. And just making time to go out and do something that I enjoy. One of them is watching the sunrise or sunset. One of them is laying in my hammock. You see this? That's my hammock. That rod right there is part of my hammock. The cloth part of my hammock is on the ground. My husband said that it's ruined, and I was like, I will find a way to rig it and fix it somehow so that it will work, so that I can sit on my hammock. I love laying in my hammock. Love, love, love. And it broke. So anyway, well, when it broke, a tree fell on it. The tree that fell down and fell on my quail coop that looks like my chicken coop that you may have seen in pictures. That's like that's kind of looped. It's got the pig fence, hog fence that's just bent over it, and then you enclose it in, what do you call it? Hardware cloth. Anyway, you'll hear my chickens now here. It looked like, can you see that now? It looked like that. And, sorry, a tree fell on it and my thing, my hammock. And so, if I can find a hammock, I'd love to lay in a hammock. One of them is to go to IHOP, the International House of Pancakes, IHOP. Yeah, just go by myself and just sit there and read or study my Bible. Just have quiet time. That's one of the things. And you can get a sampler that is just, you get like bacon, ham, sausage, eggs, and then you get potato, like hash browns and pancakes, but you can get those on the side. But anyway, I want to make a vision board for the next decade of my life. Just things, and I don't know. I just thought it'd be fun. But that's probably not something that I'm really going to do. I want to make buttermilk biscuits. I've made them before and they're amazing, with fresh milled flour. I want to go on a picnic. Even if it's just here, like this is my picnic table right here. So even just sitting at the picnic table, and I kind of have a picnic every day because I come out and sit and read my Bible and have usually my coffee, but it's already hot outside and I've already had my coffee. So I'm having my pink drink today. But just come out and have a picnic. Go on a coffee date. I have a friend who is a homesteader, YouTuber type person, and she's here local, and we keep saying, we need to go for coffee, and we never do. There's always something going on. And so maybe sometime this month, we can go out for coffee. One of the things that I want to do is actually put together a blessing basket and take it to somebody. And that somebody would probably be my mother. She's at a nursing home. And just put together some of her favorite things, some foods, maybe something that I've made, something homemade. And then some of her favorite items that she always asks for. And so that was one of the things that I thought about doing. And maybe doing it like once a week. But again, we're on day 8 and I haven't done it yet. Because there's my Amazfit, not Fitbit, but Amazfit that I have that counts my steps. Oh my word, it's time to lay eggs apparently. Where are you going? I gotta keep an eye on this one. That one is a white chicken, and we don't know where she lays. Every now and then we'll find a big clutch of eggs. We don't know where she lays them. And she gets really mad when we find them and we remove them. We usually just feed them to the cat or the dog or the chickens, depending on how many they are, because they've been out in the weather. But they're always just fine. They're not rotten or anything. Okay, where's she going? So anyway, gathering eggs is one of the things that I absolutely love to do. My son feeds the chickens. I get to gather eggs. And it's funny because I don't think he cares for gathering eggs. To me, it's like, Easter every day. Let's see here. I want to make homemade mozzarella. That's another one of the things that I want to do. I want to go to Sunset Lake and walk around it, which is where I used to get steps. It recently flooded, but I'm sure the floodwaters are far gone by now. But I want to go there and walk around that more. And really, it's just somewhere different to walk. And when I walk around, you can see fish, you can see bass around the edges sometimes because it's kind of shallow, and I love that. I love nature, especially when it has to do with fish. I want to, whenever I go, I want to pick up shells and rocks and, the occasional arrowhead or flint. It's not really an arrowhead most of the time. I just want to go and look for shells, things like that. And there's just mussel shells. But some of them, I just scratched my chin. Some of them are tiny, teeny, tiny little shells. And I love doing stuff like that. And looking for catching crawdads, again, is one of my favorites. Also want to make a 4-layer dessert. I don't know what other people call this. There is another name for it. Am I bleeding? But my mother always made it for my birthday. She would always make everybody, all of her kids and grandkids, whatever they wanted for whatever kind of cake they wanted for their birthday. And I always wanted a 4-layer dessert. And the bottom layer is like a crust that has pecans in it. And then there is a cream cheese layer and a chocolate pudding layer. And then maybe a Cool Whip or whipped cream layer. And then you shred chocolate shavings and put on the top. And it is so good. So good. And my mother always made it for me. And one day, but I was like, I'm gonna make it much smaller and as keto-ish friendly as possible. But anyway. And then have one day where it's just a do absolutely nothing day without guilt. Just a rest day, which is really kind of like a Sabbath day, where you just don't, you spend your time with God and you just rest. You don't work, you just rest, because we all need rest. And then I want to have a baking day where I just make a lot of treats. And I may do that later today so that I can make a Mother's Day basket for my mother, because we're going tomorrow to a Mother's Day brunch. And so I may make some cookies and things today. I also I have a lot of tea, okay? Like flavored teas, different kinds of teas, healing teas, relaxing teas, just a lot of tea. And I am a coffee person, and I was raised with sweet tea, cold ice sweet tea. But these are teas that you have usually hot. And I've learned, whenever I was sick here recently, you add honey, and it's like a honey lemon kind of tea, and it's healing or whatever. Well, I made some, and y'all, it just didn't taste good, so I added more honey. And I realized the key to that healing honey and lemon tea is to add more honey. It just tasted like hot honey when I was done sweetening it. So anyway, so now that I know that trick, I'm either going to do that or I'll use my stevia sweetener. But I'm going to, I really, you know what I need to do? I need to do 1 week where I just have a different flavor tea. I have several teas. I have at least enough for at least a week. I probably have 2 weeks worth. And some of them are green tea. And green tea is so good for you. And so I really need to work on having green tea. And I've even got matcha Not a fan of matcha, but I have some, so I should probably have some matcha and these different flavor teas that I have, and just see, if I can make them taste good. That will be my trial for 1 week, is to have all of these good teas. Hibiscus tea, by the way, hibiscus tea. If you haven't had it, you need to try it. It is the most delicious tea, and it has health benefits. I could drink it without sweetening it because it is so good. It is just, the flavor is so lovely. I just can't explain it. You need to try hibiscus tea, okay? Let's see here. I need to get out. I have a rebounder. I want to get that out so that I can start just doing more things for my health. And rebounding is really good. It's really good for your lymphatic system. Also, if you have if you get a vibration plate, my sister has one, and you just stand on it and it just it just shakes the tar out of you. And it's good for your lymphatic system, though, to move that stuff around. And when you're done, you are itching all over my legs. My skin hurt because I got saggy skin because I'm old. And it just felt like it was pulling some of that skin off the meat of my legs. But it's good for you. It gets your lymphatic system going. And so, getting my thingamajiggy out. And I've got one of those, remember it was like a TikTok sensation, the little hula thing that you put around your waist, and then it had a rope and a ball, and you hula it, and the ball went around and around your waist on a little track that you put on. I want to get that out and start doing that. No, it's not going to make me lose weight or anything, but it's something to get me moving, and anything that will get me moving, I need it to get me moving. So that's some of the other stuff. Take a nap without guilt. That's one of the things on my Celebrate My Birthday. That's what I'm talking about, y'all. Like, take a nap and not feel guilty about it. Is that even possible? I've tried to take a nap a couple of times, and it hasn't worked out. So anyway. Have a tasting party. This is another one of those things. I can have a party. I can have a party just for myself, and we can all celebrate together. And I don't even have to tell anybody that it's, in my honor, because it's just have a tasting party. Like cheese, chocolate, fruits. Apples is a good one. Just have a bunch of different things and just taste them all. Have them all with some bread or something that I make. Have a tasting party. I think that's most of everything, really. And a lot of it is just making foods that I like, or I want to make, like making granola or granola bars, wearing my PJs all day, having an ice cream party, like a homemade ice cream party. That was one I mentioned earlier. I love that one. Refresh my room, like gift myself a clean bedroom, like clean, tidy, and then just kind of spruce it up. Maybe pick some flowers and put in there or something. Here's another one. A water play day. I have a kiddie pool that we got for my granddaughter when she stayed with us, last summer. And I still have it. I can get that out, fill it with water, sit in a lawn chair with my feet in the water. I could sit in the water if I wanted to, but, just have a pool day. Or, sit under a sprinkler that goes over every now and then. I want to play board games. My favorite board game is one called, it's not really a board game. It's called Mad Gab. We got it years ago. My husband and I play it, and it is hilarious. We love that game. Highly recommend. One day for like a kind of a party is have a like a DIY hotel breakfast, like a continental breakfast, where you just have a bunch of different things like bagels and cream cheese and jellies and toast and eggs and sausage and just all the things, or muffins, all the things, and just have like a little DIY continental breakfast one morning for everybody. Eat outside by candlelight, obviously after dark. That one would be probably a hard sell for my husband because mosquitoes love him. They would be the ones having dinner. They would be feasting on my husband. They just love him. Fly a kite is one of them. Now, there have been a couple of days which would be perfect for flying a kite. However, you might get struck by lightning and reenact the whole, Benjamin Franklin with the kite and the key and all that stuff. Because usually it gets real windy here, but it's usually when a storm is either coming in or leaving. Decorate cookies. I have some of the cutest cookie cutters. And we did not decorate cookies. We didn't make sugar cookies last Christmas. I don't remember why. Things are crazy. There's been a lot of stress. Just family weirdo stuff going on. And I didn't get to make cookies and decorate cookies. And so I could decorate cookies. Just make them. And I could make healthier versions. Obviously, they're going to be healthier because they're going to be made with my fresh milled flour. But making cookies and decorating them would be fun. Maybe that's something I could do today to take to my mom. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. No-bake cookies. My kids love no-bake cookies, and I just almost never make them. So, a lot of things like that. I said wearing my pajamas all day. Make a dessert bar. Again, all these foods. I will be 300 pounds by the time this month is over. That's why I have to keep walking my 10,000 steps every day, y'all. We gotta level it out somehow. One is having a brunch. I can do this, set it up like a party, and it can just be for my little family of 4. Just have to pare things down a little bit. I told my husband, we were real close to having enough food for 20 people for my Cinco de Mayo. But I scaled it back. I pulled it back because I was like, oh, and I can make this, and I can make that, and I can do this and that. No. Just reel it in. We have tacos, and we had the leftovers on Tuesday, so we still had Taco Tuesday. Well, my husband had nachos. Well, my husband and son both had nachos. But, usually on Taco Tuesday, we just have taco meat. And I usually just ground beef in a bowl without any taco seasoning because I typically do not like taco meat unless it's in like a soft tortilla, which you can't have. And so I usually just have hamburger meat with salt and pepper on it, mostly salt. And so anyway, so instead of just having just the tacos and taco meat, I made the beans, I made the cheese dip. So it was more of a little spread, but it almost got to be a much bigger spread. But I reined it in. I'm pretty proud of myself for that. Doing good. So anyway, there are also, I want to make black bean brownies just to see if my kids would eat them. I'm not going to tell them there's black beans in them. And then chickpea cookies, peanut butter cookies that are like based on chickpeas instead of flour. Just something to try because I have a ton of chickpeas that I bought a while back, and they're in my food storage. They're already canned, and so that's something that I thought about making. Again, y'all, I was thinking about maybe getting my ears pierced again because my holes have grown up because I never wear earrings. But I'm not sure if I want to do that or not. But that was something that I thought about doing, getting my ears pierced, or y'all, getting my hair cut. Because my hair is finally, but I don't want to get it so short that I can't put it up in a ponytail. But do you see, let's see if I can pull some out. You see this hair right here? See how short it is? That's because a year or two ago, how long is that? About a year and a half ago? Based on the length, I shaved this part of my head. And so this hair right through here is all a lot shorter. And so I just hide it underneath. I used to part my hair on this side, but I started parting it on this other side so that it would hide all of the short hair as it was growing out. And so anyway, maybe I could get my hair cut to that length. I don't know. But it's just now long enough so I can pull it back. Might have to wait a little bit longer. But that's why I'm always wearing my hair back, because it sticks to my neck. And while I don't want to cut my hair because I don't like how I look with short hair, I keep it pulled up all the time so it looks like I'm bald, which is dumb. So anyway, doesn't make sense. One of the other things I want to do this month to celebrate my birthday is to build a fire in the fire pit and maybe have s'mores. And so again, these are not big, luxurious, over-the-top things. These are things that we could just do anyway, that are just a little special, little outside the norm. But yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty much everything. A breakfast for dinner party. I mean, we do breakfast for dinner every week, but maybe this time, instead of just having the normal things, you know, sausage, eggs, bacon, and then pancakes for the kids, maybe we do cinnamon rolls or French toast or muffins, or like I said, just something a little different. So anyway, those are some of the things. Oh, one thing, a 7-course meal. I don't even know what a 7-course meal entails. And so maybe do a 3-course meal, you know, with an appetizer, a meal, and dessert. Just have dessert one night. Which we always do on our birthday when we go out to eat. We usually get ice cream and come home and have a cake. So, or cheesecake. But anyway. And then during this month, at some point during this month, I want to hit every one of my favorite flea markets or thrift shops. That's one of the things I want to do throughout this month, is to go to my favorite thrift stores. There's also something called Third Thursday here that I want to go to this month. And it's just everybody in town, like our little historic downtown area. They kind of throw parties and have vendors, and just people walk around and downtown. So anyway, I've never been to one. I'd like to do that. And I think that is, for the most part, yeah, all of it. So that is how I'm planning to celebrate my birthday this year. And on that note, you guys, was that enough? Way too much. I'm shooting for the stars here. But anyway, those are some of the things that I want to do this month at some point to celebrate my birthday. So tell me, how would you celebrate your birthday if you were going to celebrate every day of the month, the entire month, or not necessarily even every day? Because sometimes the biggest thing that I do, like I cleaned my kitchen yesterday, y'all, and I did it as a celebration so that I have a clean kitchen, and that's a gift to myself. And so it's the little stuff. What would you do to celebrate your birthday all month? Tell me in the comments below. I love you. Mwah.